Welcome, GeoTrig. This is section 4-3, triangle congruence by angle side angle and angle angle side. The essential question is, what are the four postulates for proving triangles congruent? And let's begin. So the angle side angle postulate. Last section we talked about there's four postulates, and we're doing the last two right now. This is one of them, angle side angle. If you have two angles and the side in between those two angles, then the triangles are congruent. So, for example, angle A, angle C is congruent to D and F, and then you have this side. So, why does this work? I kind of drew this figure over here to show you. So, you have the same side, and you have two angles that are the same. The thing is, this side, we don't know how far this goes up, right? Or we don't know how far this side goes up. But really, when you have an angle, and you have this last side, there's really only one option. Those lines will keep going till they intersect at one point. That can't be anything else. So, I mean, to me, I think about it that way, and that kind of makes sense. When you have these angles locked in and the length of this side locked in, it's these two rays are shooting out in this specific direction, and they will intersect at one point, and it just won't change. So that makes sense to me. So let's check this out. Which triangles are congruent by angle side angle? So it's got to match up. And the way I see this is we got an angle side angle, so angle 1, side 1, angle. Right here, these match up. Angle 1, side 1, angle 2. So these two are congruent. This last one, you got angle 1, angle 2, then the side. The side's not in between. If this side was over here, that'd work. But it's not. This doesn't work. This is angle, angle, side. So that is not angle, side, angle. So these two are congruent. Okay, check the other postulate. Angle, angle, side postulate. So this is where you have two angles, and then the next side, they're congruent. That's why it's called angle, angle, side. You go angle, angle, side. It's the order of the order they're in. So, for example, this triangle right here is congruent with this triangle right here. It doesn't matter if you move them around, twist them, they're both going to be congruent. So, let's prove this. So, given angle M is congruent to angle K, and the segment WM is parallel to RK, so that means these two triangles, prove that the triangle WMR is congruent to RKW. Okay, so these two triangles, the top left one and the bottom right one. So, statements. First statements, we got to do our givens. Angle M is congruent to angle K, and WM is parallel to RK. How do we know this? This is what's given. Step number 2. Well, I got to prove these, and I want to prove it either by angle side angle or the stuff that we're working on this week. Angle side angle or angle angle side. So angle angle side. I'm just using that as a reference. So I know I got one angle right here. And something else I can say. Well, I got this side here. This side, and I'll just label this with the one tick mark. I can say WR. So we can say WR is got to be congruent with RW. And the reason we can say this, they are the same side. So they share one side, and that side's congruent with itself, of course. The next step, well, I need another angle here. And the neat thing, since these are parallel lines, and we were talking about in chapter 3, the corresponding angles and alternate interior angles and all that kind of stuff, we can actually say this angle right here is congruent with this angle right here. Why can we say those angles are congruent? Well, let's write this out. MWR is congruent with angle, and do it in the same order, KRW. Why can we say those are congruent? Since these are parallels and RW is the transversal, these are called in their interior angles and their alternate sides of the transversal, so we can say alternate interior angles are congruent. So alternate interior angles are congruent. And that's what we learned in the last chapter. So the next thing, I got angle, angle, and a side. And I got angle, angle, and a side. Hey! So we can say that triangle WMR is congruent with triangle RKW. Why can we say that? Because angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. Boom. Try some examples. So pause the video. Alright, which triangles are congruent by angle side angle? So angle, side, angle. So angle 1, side 1, angle 2. Okay. Angle 1, angle 2, side 1. Nope, that doesn't match that. Then we have angle 1, side 1, angle 2. So these guys and this one are congruent. This middle one's not in the right order. So those two are congruent. Alright, pause the video. Okay, are triangle PAR and triangle SIR congruent? And explain it. So, looking at this picture right here, I know this angle and this angle are congruent, and they got two matching sides here. Well, what else do I know about this triangle? Well, I got vertical angles right here, so I could say this angle and this angle are congruent. Therefore, I have angle 1, side, angle 1, angle 2, side 1, angle 1, angle 2, side 1. So this is congruent by angle, angle, side. So how are these congruent? Angle, angle, side, because I have this angle, and this. And that's how I'd explain it. Done.